So why are Democrats attacking Republican presidential candidate and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush about the fact that he thanked the Swift boat veterans for truth a decade ago? And for you kids out there, who are the Swift boat veterans for truth? Well, let me explain. Donald Trump took a huge whack at the war heroism of Senator John McCain, a former Vietnam POW.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero because he was captured.
Now, McCain has long enjoyed the ire of conservative Republicans for his stance on a moderate path on immigration reform, but his war heroism, his 5.5 years in a North Vietnamese POW camp, that is beyond reproach. So a lot of Republicans, including Trump's rivals such as Jeb Bush, pounced.
This is a legitimate hero that has served his country in lots of ways, and Mr. Trump knows that. He should just apologize. I think that will probably move it on to the next thing.
But here's the thing. Back in 2004, when Jeb's older brother, George W. Bush, the incumbent president, was running for re-election, he ran against another Vietnam veteran, this one a Democrat, this one Senator John Kerry, and Republicans were brutal in mocking and belittling John Kerry's heroism in war. Republican delegates at the 2004 Republican Convention wore little Band-Aids making fun of Kerry's Purple Hearts. They were led in this effort by a group calling itself Swift Boat Veterans for Truth. This was a group of veterans who really opposed John Kerry becoming president, especially because of his activism against the Vietnam War after he returned home from Vietnam. The Swift boat veterans started attacking what John Kerry did in Vietnam, belittling his Purple Hearts, talking about how his heroism was fraudulent. Everything they said was contradicted by official military records. In fact, Swift boating today is an idiom in politics. It stands for attacking somebody unfairly with charges that are false. Flash forward to today, after Jeb Bush attacked Donald Trump for attacking John McCain's war heroism, it's pointed out that in 2005, Jeb Bush wrote a letter to one of the leaders of Swift Boat Veterans for Truth, a guy named Colonel Bud Day, a recipient of the Medal of Honor, thanking Bud Day and his fellow, quote, Swifties for, quote, standing up to John Kerry. So why was it okay to besmirch the war heroism of John Kerry, but not okay to besmirch the war heroism of John McCain?
I don't belittle Senator Kerry's record. He served. He should be admired for that, for sure. But I think there's a big difference between calling John McCain, who served, has had a public life that is worthy of admiration, something that he's a hero. And it's just plain and simple. I'm not quite even sure why we're talking about this anymore.
Colonel Day died in 2013. He knew nothing of John Kerry's service in country. In fact, Colonel Day was a prisoner of war at the time, alongside John McCain. John McCain, who called the Swift boat attacks against John Kerry dishonest and dishonorable. John McCain's one of the few people who has stayed consistent in this whole episode over the last decade plus about whether or not it's cool to badmouth the service of somebody who has served honorably. This is Jake Tapper for CNN.